Okay, we're live.
I'm like, did it happen?
It did. Yeah, I was waiting for it to transition over.
Oh, did it take a while?
It did. It took a sec. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Chromatic
Hello.
Chimera, the stream where everything's made up, the XP doesn't matter, and tonight is the premiere of The Excellence, our very first family-friendly RPG show featuring a rotating cast of excellent princesses, 5 of which I have with me tonight. So I would love it if we could go around. You could introduce your, sorry, excuse me. You could introduce yourself, introduce who you're playing, and maybe also introduce who your beast is for your princess. So we'll start to my left. We'll start with two of these people are switched. We'll start to my left. We'll start with Nala.
Oh, me first? Okay, great. I was just gonna write notes down. Hi, everyone. My name's Nala. I use they, them. You can find me at Nala Woo on Twitter and at Nala Draws pretty much everywhere else. I am playing the Fate Princess tonight. And my beast friend is Feng Huang, or Phoenix. I have a silver tiara with the phases of the moon, which I don't actually have, unfortunately. That'd be really cool.
I think we lost Nala.
Excited for this. I don't know what else
Okay.
I should say.
That was wonderful.
Thank you.
Then to my right, we have Ran.
Hello, everybody. It's me. It's Red. How are you? Share the books on Twitter. They, them, pronouns. I am playing Lila Ken, the Princess of the Lycan.
That's
Yeah.
a good pun.
I got it. Nailed it. And her companion is a Snip Snap the Goldfinch. And we are about to throw some Lycan facts on you all. If you're not ready, just be ready. Y'all, this is a learning stream. Time to teach you facts.
What is lichen?
Oh my. You want me to answer that question right now? It's
Yes.
a combination between
liking that
algae
question.
and fungi.
Amazing.
Yep.
It's beautiful. Oh man, everyone's cameras got all messed up. I don't know how that happened.
No.
Give me one
Apparently.
moment. Well, that
Oh,
is.
it was Zoom resized maybe, because I've totally done that.
It might have. Anyway, while I'm resetting things, Boshi, why don't you go?
Well, okay then. Well, my name is Boshi. They, them for myself. You can find me at Boshi_Adams on Twitter. I'm not really a lot of other places than that. Boshi_Adams on Twitch, technically as well. But I will be playing Erezade. She uses her, and she will be the Velvet Spider Princess.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about Spider Princess and what she looks like, who her beast companion is?
So she has like wavy, curlyish black hair. She's got a couple of protrusions that look like horns. She wears a red bow on the back of her head that comes into like a scarf around her, and of course her crown. And she is a curvaceous princess. And her awesome beast friend is this little plush tarantula that sits on her shoulder.
Aw.
Yeah.
Next, we'll go to Pastry Princess.
Hello. I am Sam. I go by they, she, and today I will be playing Pastry Princess, who goes by they, them. I'm sorry, I'm just like totally blanking. The cats have been distracting me. I have new kittens, and they're distracting me. Everyone, I am sorry. I'm super excited for Pastry Princess. She comes from the realm of Not That Candyland. she or they have a lovely donut crown and are never seen without their trusty companions, Sticky Buns. The anthropomorphic little like honey bear, like you know the little like plastic bears that honey comes in. They've got one of those as like waddling around. Like it
Aw.
doesn't have like legs or arms. It just kind of like shifts to the side. Like
But does it have the spout
oh, absolutely.
on the top? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
most of the times it helps. That honey sticky buns helps out is you know through use of their very useful honey.
wow. Okay.
Yeah,
I love
it's pretty
it.
Extreme.
I wasn't prepared for that,
No one
but it's
is.
amazing.
They never are.
And lastly, that leaves Gentleman Princess.
Hello, my name is Ryan. You could find me on Twitter at the Simulacre. But today I am playing Baxter Bancroft, a gentleman princess. He wears a suit, a tie, and a cocked to the side bowler hat, which I misplaced at the moment. But it has this tassel, and if I pull it, it makes me a cup of tea. Tea. But my best friend in the world is my tiny little Scottish terrier, Bertram Farnsworth Pendleton Carmine Bancroft III.
That's such a good
That's a name.
That's amazing.
I tried to see if the teacup emoji would work, but it didn't.
That's all right.
So that is our cast of princesses for tonight. We will have a rotating cast that will change out every episode. Some of the princesses will be coming back. Just always kind of in a different mixture of people. And tonight, also something very special is this is Chromatic Koala Week here. So any bits or subs we get this week, all the profits from that will be going to support Wires, who is helping put out the fires in Australia that are going on and saving all the wildlife. So if you care about animals and don't like fire, donate. Also, we
Solid.
Also, if you like fire, but in like a controlled way, not
but in
like
a
a
responsible man.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
if you like
And
fire
like
but
animals.
only in responsible ways, also donate. But
Only you can stop forest fires.
It's true. The bear, he says, "I'm full of honey. Stop forest fires." Okay, there we go.
beautiful.
You're now voicing Sticky Buns.
Oh no.
All right. So the episode of today, the title of today's episode is The Great Syrup Shortage. So our adventure begins in Awesome World, which is where all of the princesses reside, and you are all princesses because the universe has decided that you are the very best at what you do, or that whatever you love something so much that you are now the princess of that thing. So so we have Spider Princess, who loves spiders and loves spiders so much that they're now Spider Princess. Pastry Princess loves pastries so much, or maybe loves to bake pastries and is so good at it that they're the princess of pastries. So the universe has decided that you are the epitome of that thing that you love and that thing that you're good at. And that's why you are a princess in Awesome World. And you all rule over your own domains with your own citizens, but you love to get together and you love to hang out and make friends. So today, all of you have come together because the Chocolate Chip Cookie Brigade is hosting a pancake breakfast to raise money to go on a camping trip.
I love pancakes.
I want pancakes.
So it's kind of set up like a picnic almost. It's outside. There's picnic tables, but then there's also the option to like sit on the ground with a nice blanket and have your pancakes there. So I'll let you all set the scene, introduce your princesses, and talk to each other. So go ahead.
Oh, well, I'm definitely gonna be standing around at the baked goods table there with all the cookies and cakes and cupcakes and pies and whatnot, and just kind of arranging them and swatting any little little flies away. But gently, I don't want to, hurt them. They're still our friends too. Just, get off my food, please. So that's what I'm doing.
Baxter will definitely be setting up there's little places for people to sit, and he will be making every last person a cup of tea, whether they want it or not, because if they don't want it, I'll drink it.
Rezide will come, just walk out of the shadows that are right by where that table is, and will walk up to the pastry princess and say, "Oh, hold on now. Those are also food," as she kind of helps, like, the flies move towards Annabelle, her little plush spider that's on her shoulder.
Oh, well, I mean, that's just super handy then. Thank you. My arm was getting tired of all the swatting.
You're quite welcome.
And then from the behind this table in the middle of the woods, you hear like the stomping of really heavy like boots, and you hear somebody muttering to themselves, hello, hey, this is a new point. Oh, there's Crustus over here. Oh my. Oh wait, I'm supposed to be somewhere. Oh, I'm sorry. And then out of behind in the woods, stomping in these big like oversized boots, comes Lycan Princess, and she's like holding up this sort of like flowery, flat leaf like piece of white, light green lichen. She's like, I haven't seen this Krutos in this area before. This is exciting. Do you understand it? And then everybody's like talking about flies, and she just keeps talking to herself, when perhaps no one is paying attention, but it doesn't matter. But
It is at this moment I realize I don't know how big phoenixes are, but
That
my
is up
phoenix
to you.
is big enough that I can ride on the back, and so I'm going to ride in from the skies on my beast friend, and I will land next to the pastry table, and I will turn to Pastry Princess, and I will say, "Hi, how are you? Can I have a pastry?"
Oh, of course. I'm doing great today. How are you? What would you like? We got some cookies, we got some cupcakes, we got some pies, here are some tarts. Would you like fruit or chocolate or custard or... And I just keep listing, like, in a very, like, Bubba Gump fashion. Like, we got chocolate cookies, and we got vanilla cookies, and we got peanut cookies, and we got chocolate cupcakes, and we got birthday cakes, and...
I'm going to just politely listen. And meanwhile, I think Feng Huang is just gonna sneak around me and start like just eating entire pies, just like
Oh my. As a large
and I will, after you're all done, take a single cookie and just watch.
Oh, well, I hope you enjoy it. Here, we got some others. I'll, like, turn and see everything is gone and be like, oh, no!
And I will turn and look at my bird and just say, Feng Huang, not again!
Well, thankfully there are still the pancakes.
Oh,
Yes, I am very excited for the pancakes.
Rezide will go and make herself a plate of pancakes and take a seat next to a tree and allow Annabelle to climb around near her.
I thought there was gonna be some sort of pastry table.
I'm really sorry. I'm gonna walk over and break my cookie in half and offer the other half to you.
Oh no, I couldn't possibly take that. That's okay. I really like pear tarts, and she's like rubbing dirt on her clothes, and she's just like, that's okay. There's pancakes are good too.
Well, he's just good. Baxter's just going to walk up with a teapot and a cup. Well, I can't say much about the pastries, but I have a wonderful pear blend of white tea for you today. I'm just gonna.
Did you know that in some places in the kingdom, even though lichen may be considered slightly toxic, they can make teas and food out of it?
I didn't, but I do now.
Can you put it in pastries?
As sort of a if you like your pastries to have kind of an earthy tone, absolutely. You just have to
Some
prepare
people
it
do, I'm
properly.
sure.
I mean, I do.
Oh,
And
well,
she
then
just
I'll-
like has like dirt on her mouth. And she's just like, but I would love some tea. Thank you. And she just takes
Oh,
it.
yes, of course.
I would also like some tea. Thank you.
Yes,
go
I
ahead.
would love some tea.
Well, I have many kinds. He's gonna kind of like open his jacket and then like how some people have like watches. He's just got tea, different kinds of
Tea
like
bags,
loose
tea
leaf teas.
sachets,
Yeah.
tea sachets. Yeah.
He's got like
Yes.
some bagged ones. He's got loose leaf teas, and he has like custom tea things that you could like mix and match the loose leaves.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
It's just like I have many kinds. What
That's
do you
a-
prefer?
That's an amazing jacket. I should get a jacket like that. You know how many different kinds of samples you could store in there? Oh, and she just like comes over and starts like touching the pockets on your jacket as you're talking about the tea, and she's just like, I don't understand. Look
Well,
at all
see,
this.
it's modified. It's a modified jacket from the Pea Kingdom. I took a pea coat and made it into a tea coat. Yes. Yes, quite.
I've heard of this story. The pea princess. She couldn't sleep on mattresses, right? That was her deal. She needed to sleep on peas.
Yeah,
Like a big-
something along. Very good fashion over there.
I don't think that's how that story went, but
It isn't. Oh, you know what? Sometimes
Did
I
she
can't
sleep
remember.
in a pea pod, perhaps?
Maybe.
Perhaps.
Are you confusing the pea princess with the mattress princess? Because, I mean, that princess, like, she's got all the mattresses, and pea princess is the one who sleeps on the peas.
I do think the one that the Lycan princess was talking about is the insomnia princess. The one who just couldn't sleep at all.
Is
Oh,
that?
yeah. Where is
Some-
she? Did she sleep through her alarm?
Probably not.
I mean, when she catches up on her Z's, we can't really stop her from sleeping. It's really important that she gets her rest.
It's
Um,
true.
sleep is very important.
Yes, very much.
He's just making tea and handing tea out to people.
Thank you.
So
I'm
as
gonna take my cookie
Oh, go
and
ahead.
dip it in the tea and eat it.
I'll take some like old stale pastries I have left in my bag, like my own stock, and I'll like put them in so people
My
can
own
still have
Pocket
some.
pocket
Oh,
My
pastries.
personal pastries.
Okay.
pocket
Pocket
pastry.
pastry.
As you all are discussing pastries and different kinds of tea, a little chocolate chip cookie person like runs up to the picnic area crying and just distraught, just crying little chocolate tears, like little crumbs are falling down their face.
Oh no, what
What's
is
wrong?
the matter, little one?
The pancake breakfast is ruined. We're never gonna go camping.
Oh,
Why? What happened?
What do you mean?
Someone stole all the syrup.
I mean, that can't possibly be true. There's so much syrup. It's all gone?
All of the syrup. Even the syrup waterfall has stopped running.
whoa.
Oh no.
What?
Wow.
That is
Could have
quite
caused
a feat.
this.
I don't know. But
Has-
all the syrup's gone and we can't have pancakes without syrup.
And then Lycan Princess like looks at honey buns or sticky buns. I'm sorry, I can't remember the
Sticky
name of it.
buns.
Sticky buns. And is like, has anybody ever tried honey on pancakes before?
Oh, it's pretty good, but it's just not the same.
I know. I just stopgap measures and everything.
Mm,
Something tells me that's not a long-term solution, unfortunately.
yes,
Oh.
that does not sound terrible, but I do think we should look into the matter at hand.
Oh, sure. I was just thinking immediately so they could still go on their trip.
Oh. I mean, we could leave some honey here for the people here right now, you know, just to help tide them over while we go investigate, maybe.
Well,
That
That
would
sounds
be
like a really good idea.
that would be lovely.
Oh, okay, no problem. Sticky Buns, get over here. And I just straight up pick Sticky Buns up and squeeze him.
Like a squeezy bottle.
like you pretty
Yes.
much
A
like,
sponge
Yes.
of honey.
just
yep.
weird thing
And-
though, the like level of honey that like you see in him though doesn't go down.
Unlimited honey.
Perpetual honey machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Snip and Snap, the little goldfinch, lands on wherever we're depositing this honey, lands on like the edge of this container and is just like trying to lick up as much of the honey as they can. And Lycan Princess is like, Snip Snap, no, that's for the people in the picnic. We have to go get the syrup and then you can have some. And Snip Snap like looks over and is like, look, kid, I'm hungry and I require the honey. If it's not gonna be syrup, it's gonna be honey. You get what I'm saying? Snip Snap, please. We need to go. Let's go. And she like turns around and she has her walking stick that she just kind of like produces from behind her back, and she like slams it into the ground and starts like walking towards wherever the syrup fountain / waterfall is.
As you're saying that, my giant bird is also just kind of like inching forward, and as you're saying that, I just turn around and look at him and just shake my head.
Yes, let us be on our way. Can you tell us where you would have kept it so we can check the area that it may have been taken?
Well, we were just collecting it from the waterfall, the syrup waterfall. We thought it would just keep being there. We could just go fill up the little syrup pourers.
Well, child, don't worry. We will explore and we will find things out. And he just kind of lifts up his hat, and there's a cup of tea under there. And he takes it off and he hands it to the cookie, and he puts it back on. There you go. Plenty of milk, just how you like it. Yes.
Yes.
Do cookies eat cookies?
It's like different.
It's the way, Goofy can hang out with Pluto.
Yeah.
They're made in the image of the cookie people. They're not actually
I
made of the
still-
cookie
Yeah.
people.
I
It's
still
like,
have half of my cookie, and so I'm going to lean down and offer the cookie person half of my cookie. Would you like this? We are going to figure out what happened, I promise.
well, thank you. I'll appreciate it. And they will like just kind of flop back on their butt on the ground and just eat the cookie and sip the tea.
No.
And yeah, like ahead of everybody, you hear somebody scuffling through the woods and just being like, "Oh, it's so lovely! Oh my god!" And yeah, so like the whole time, because I don't want to interrupt everybody, but but like Lila is like through here, like looking at things and stopping. So you guys will eventually catch up with her because she's terrible at walking in a straight line without like digging things up and being like, the soil here is really nice. I feel like I should take some. Oh, what's this over here? Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Does anyone need a ride? There's room for many on my bird.
Oh, wow. Could we all fit on there? It would be a lot faster if we could ride, I bet, than all walking.
Definitely.
How far
and-
is the waterfall, actually? Do we know?
You are generally aware of where the waterfall is. It's not too far. It would maybe be like an hour walking.
Okay.
But if you're flying, you'll be there.
Let's
very, very
fly!
quickly.
I mean, who doesn't want to fly?
You say that as Erizade just like kind of fades back into the shadow of the tree.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Snip Snap like lands on the bird and is like, "Listen, Layla's not gonna want to fly. She's gonna want to walk through the woods. Okay, so I'll come with yous, but she's gonna keep going. She'll be behind us, but it's okay. Also, this is really nice. This bird is big and also very fluffy. I like it here." And just sort of like preens a section of the Phoenix's coat and just like settles down. It's like, "All right, I'm ready to go. Let's go."
And I'm gonna climb on to my place kind of right at the shoulders of this bird, and I will look around at everyone else who's not already leaving and say, if you want to get on, there's lots of space. And my bird will just turn around and with his head and just say, Climb aboard.
Oh, well, thank you. That's so kind of you. I'll take you up on an offer for a ride. I don't want my shoes to get too full of stuff, and my shoes are Mary Jane's, made out of caramel.
Oh, definitely. You
Yeah.
wouldn't wanna ruin your shoes. Climb on up. Just
Oh.
watch the wings.
Okay, I'll get on. I like to think that actually when I walk, there's like little like caramel like footsteps.
Yeah, we need that sound effect.
Oh, wet noises.
Oh my gosh.
Very
Baxter-
sticky.
Baxter's gonna take his hat and it's gonna turn it around, and then he's gonna take it off again, and there's going to be just this like picnic blanket that comes out, and he's gonna take it out, and he's just gonna lay it on the back of the bird. And he's like, I don't want to spill tea on you. And he's just going to settle down and just be like, there's plenty of room for all.
I'm picturing Gentleman Princess as just like this like old like little Monopoly man looking guy.
Yeah, that's what I think. Like monocle.
Like I know that's not what
Little
he
monocle.
looks like, but that's what I'm picturing.
That's great.
And it's
That or like
fantastic.
the Mr. Peanut, like the peanut guy.
Yeah.
Look, Mr. Peanut is my second cousin, twice removed.
Oh well, I see the resemblance there a bit.
Oh, yeah, quite.
I'm so happy.
So, whoever is flying on the Phoenix will make it to the waterfall before whoever is not. Where would you like to land? Do you want to be at the base of the waterfall? Do you want to be at the top of the waterfall?
I think I will direct Feng Long first to the base of it, just so we can like see. I'm assuming if there's a waterfall, there's like a river sort of thing of syrup.
Yeah.
Okay,
Or
yeah.
there
So
would be.
we'll start at the base of it and just see what's going on.
It runs into like a small lake or a large pond that would normally be completely full of maple syrup. It is completely empty. There is no syrup left, but if you look closely at where the waterfall would be, like where all the rocks are, it's very, very sticky. Like there was syrup there not too long ago.
Mhm.
So eventually I would come and wherever they may be landing and there's trees overhead, I would just come down in like a swing made of web and just lower myself down next to everyone. Oh, it seems everyone has already gotten here.
We flew.
Yes, I see that. I'm not quite fond of flying.
That's okay.
That's okay.
It's not for everyone.
Walking is good exercise, you know.
I agree. Now then, let us inspect the area. Perhaps there are some clues that may have been left behind. So Arezade will go ahead and start walking around closer to the where the waterfall would actually be coming out and try to see if there's anything that might have been happening there.
Sorry, repeat that?
So Arezade is going to go over to where the waterfall, like up by where the waterfall comes down, to see if there's anything blocking it or something that would cause it to stop.
Okay. So as you reach the top of the waterfall, where the waterfall would be, and come up, you smell the overwhelming scent of eucalyptus.
Eucalyptus.
Yeah.
So mint.
No, not mint. Like cough drops.
Huh.
And it just
Strange.
the stream just kind of seems dried up. There's a very small trickle of syrup coming down, but it's like it's like someone keeps emptying out the syrup.
Mm.
So like maybe small puddles, but nothing more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Maybe,
that's hardly enough.
maybe there was some kind of I don't know, like a tree fell or something and is like blocking the river. Maybe. I bet if we make our way upstream, maybe we can find something.
I agree. We should take it to the source.
Yes, I do think that we should go towards the source. However, I don't think a tree would stop it, but...
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know. It was just an idea
yes.
off the top of my donut.
Alright, I agree. So, shall we?
Well, I wonder, is Boulder Princess back from their vacation?
Who?
Boulder Princess. That's very, very large, rocky.
Oh, I
type.
think they might still be, you know, out doing their, I don't know, what were they doing? Spelunking or something?
They were at a rock festival.
Oh, okay, yeah, that sounds about right. Spelunking was last year.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I mean, I'll miss them a lot, but I'm kind of glad we don't have to watch the slideshow again this year. I mean, jeez.
Could the Syrup River have been blockaded somehow
Oh,
or redirected?
maybe. I don't know who would want to do such a thing, though.
Yes.
Not with the pancake breakfast happening today. I mean, that's just rude.
It really is. I think I'm going to just start walking upstream, and Feng Huang, my bird, is just going to be walking alongside me, except I like to imagine that he's big. I'm like walking and he takes a step, and then I'm walking and he takes another step. Classic comedy gold.
Oh my god, I love that.
Now, are there any really tall trees nearby here?
No trees really. It's kind of surrounding where the dry syrup river is. It's mostly just grass and small plants. There's no big trees or
No
anything around
big
here.
anything to climb?
No, not really. It's
Okay.
kind of flat up here.
Okay. I'm gonna look to our Fate Princess. Excuse me. Perhaps if you were to take your bird and fly up into the air, you might be able to get an idea of what is blocking this river ahead of time. Fate Princess, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes. Is there a chance that you can fly on your bird above and see if you can see further ahead than we can, so that way we know if there is something blocking it or not?
Of course. And I'm gonna turn and whistle to Feng Huang, who has probably wandered away, probably to one of these syrup puddles and is looking it up. I don't know. Do birds have tongues? Anyways,
They're
licking.
weird.
Yeah, birds are weird.
They're just dinosaurs.
Pretty much. But I'm gonna put two fingers in my mouth and whistle, which I can't physically do, unfortunately, but Fate Princess can. And I will summon Feng Huang to me, and I will climb up on his back, and I will whisper to him, let's go on and scout ahead. And he takes off with a mighty flap of his wings, and he goes, okay! And it gets quieter as we fly up.
So as you fly up, you do see that there is indeed something diverting the Syrup River.
Ooh.
Very close to the source of it, actually. And you can see some small multicolored creatures working around where they're diverting the syrup. Like they're building what appears to be a dam from where you are to divert it.
Ooh, that's not good. Can I fly a little bit closer, but not close enough that they would... I don't know, I'm on a giant red bird, so it's not like I'm trying to hide, but like...
Uh-huh. Well, what are you
Far enough
trying to do?
See if I can see what these creatures are and if I recognize them, and maybe what kingdom they might be from.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
One.
Wow.
Wow,
I
rude.
want to make someone roll something. We haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
That's true. We have.
Well,
it.
I was gonna ask you if I could roll shoes to catch up because everybody was
Yeah,
like,
you
"Oh,
can-
I'm
you
gonna
can roll
fly," and I
shoes
was
to
like,
catch up.
"Bye, everybody. I'll
Oh.
see you later."
Sorry. But yeah, go ahead and ask to roll whenever.
I just didn't want to interrupt the flow. It was getting good, and everyone was getting into it. So, but
Yeah.
can't, is there something that I, can roll to catch up?
Yeah, of course. You can make a shoes roll.
Okay. But I
Now-
could I roll heart instead to just be like, I'm coming, everybody's gotta save you.
What's your heart word?
Supportive.
Then I would say it has
Aw.
to be a shoes roll.
Okay.
So you have
fine.
to roll a 3, 4, or 5 to succeed.
All right, here I go. No. Snip
No.
snap, it was a 1.
Oh.
So
Yeah, if it's a 1, you would fail, but your beast can help you now. If your beast is able to help you, they can do so. And your beast will
So
succeed for you.
Right, so Snip Snap like wrestles themselves out of wherever they were resting and like
Okay.
flies. It's like, all right, where is she? She's not around here. Hold on, and it like flies off and finds me like on the edge, on the cusp of the woods, in like the riparian zone of the woods, like looking at things on a tree, and it's like right next to that is where they all dip in, and it Snip Snap like, all right, that's enough research, princess. We gotta go. They found some things up, and Layla's like, what? Oh, all right, the syrup thing. Right. Oh, okay. And she just like did it, and then Snip Snap's like, hurry up, faster. Let's keep going. Don't want to leave anybody behind. Oh, right. Oh, sorry. Oh dear. You know, sometimes I just, and then Snip Snap's like, yep, I know, but we gotta keep moving.
So, one thing about failure in the excellence is that you always learn something from your failures. So every time you fail at a roll, I'm dying. I'm sorry.
Don't do that.
No.
Please don't. Please no die.
Death
Every time
princess.
you every time you fail at a roll, you earn a lesson, and lessons are like a communal resource that you all can use together. So if you would keep a tally of every time you fail, you do learn a lesson. You can name this lesson if you would like to say what you learned from it. Otherwise, it can just be a lesson, and these you will spend later. You specifically for when you have your big music number, the more lessons you spend on your music number, the better it is. The better
That
the
is so
result is.
wholesome, and I love it.
The lesson for this is obviously don't go charging ahead without your companions, right? So like,
There we go.
yeah, like and
Don't
Princess
split the
was like,
party.
let's go, we go this way, and then everybody was like, actually, if we just get on the bird, it'd be cool, and she's already gone, and so at that point, the lesson is don't leave without everybody.
Don't
Yeah.
Scooby Doo.
Yeah, exactly.
Split the party.
Yeah.
So-
Split the
make
party,
sure-
don't do it.
Keep a tally of your lessons because you will be able to spend them later.
Oh yeah, I have marked it down. Thank you.
And everyone can keep track of everyone's lessons.
I was gonna say
because
those
they
are
are
communal.
Yeah,
right?
they are
Okay.
communal. So. Okay.
And I
so
forget, for the lessons, is that like we decide we want to try to apply one, or is that
Yeah.
something where like, okay,
yes, you get to decide when those are applied.
rad.
I can go into a little more detail in a second.
Yeah, no big rush. I mean, we can also like wait till we actually want to use one.
Yeah.
But it's kind of
Um,
like a get out of jail, like assist, right? Like,
Yeah. So lessons are a currency your princess can use to help themselves out of a jam later. When you fail, hopefully you learn something really important. Lessons represent that learning. Lessons are a community resource. We all learn lessons together. Instead of making a roll for an action, a princess can spend one of the lesson tokens that have been acquired in order to resolve an issue or have a montage or a flashback. Everyone must agree to use your lesson tokens this way.
All right. Oh, cool. Look, a token.
It's a little owl.
I love
I
it.
have a notepad that's open that says lesson 1, don't split the party. So there we go. Tokens, notepads, whatever.
So
Whatever works.
So, Fate Princess, what
Yes.
type of princess are you? Are you magical? Are you tough?
I think I'm magical. I have the D4s.
D4. Okay. I'm gonna have you make me a shoes roll then to have your beast get close enough to see, but not too close.
Okay. And I'm trying to reach one of the numbers, either 3 or 4, yes?
Yes.
Okay. That was a 2.
Okay. So a 2 is a failure. So you do get a
Womp womp.
lesson from that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Could I say perhaps that because Feng Huang is so big and we just kind of probably dive bombed out of the air, that maybe we scared off the creatures, so I didn't get a chance to get a good look at them?
yeah, that's perfect. So
Okay.
the creatures, you still see that they're multicolored, like bright colors, a lot of them. And
Are you talking like rainbow multicolored or like just
Yes.
bright rainbow? Okay.
like each of the creatures, there's a couple different colors, and each creature themselves is one whole color, but there's a couple different varieties of colors.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
So you do spook them, and they scatter before you're able to get a good look at them.
As I sort of pull up on Feng Huang and we start flying back to rejoin everybody else, I will think about what just happened as I learn my lesson. And then I will fly back to where everyone else is, and we'll land. And I'll slide down off the back of the bird. Because don't phoenixes have like big tails? Kind of like
Usually.
this?
Usually
Yeah.
they'll have big plumages. Yeah.
So I'll slide down it like a slide, and I think that's just a thing that happens with me and my bird. Do like a little forward roll or something, and then I'll come run over to join the rest of you, and I'll say, so I have some good news and some bad news.
Bad news? What is the bad news?
The bad news is I scared away the creatures that are...
I think we lost Nala for a sec.
Yep.
Oh no.
Scared away Nala.
You broke up for a second, Nala. If you could repeat that.
Yes, of course. I will walk up to everyone and I will say, I have good news and I have bad news. And the good news is there are little creatures of sorts. Little, I didn't really get a good look at them, because the bad news is, as I directed Feng Huang to get a little bit lower so that we could see, unfortunately, we scared them off. But there is a dam of sorts being built up right by the source, and it seems as though these tiny multicolored creatures are redirecting the river for some reason. I don't know why they would want to do that, but
Is it a natural phenomenon? I'm not from this part of the kingdom. Are those kinds of creatures around, and do they serve a purpose? Because I will happily restart the river and the waterfall of Sura, but if this is a natural occurrence, I will not mess with the ecology of the region, because let me tell you, I don't know any better than what Mother Nature does, okay?
can I don't know if this would apply, but how does the book work? Game Mistress?
So every princess has a library book that they have checked out.
Yes.
And if you would like to see if you can find the information to your problem in your book, you make a book roll for it.
Okay.
But
cool.
it does have to relate to what's in your book, or you have to find a
Gotcha.
way to make it connect.
Gotcha. Do I know if these creatures come from this part of the kingdom, or if they're like far away foreigners from a different kingdom?
Seeing as you didn't get a very good look at them, you wouldn't really know.
Okay. Then I apologize, I forget. Lichen Princess, right, is the one who asked me that question. I will turn to the Lichen Princess and I will say, unfortunately, all I saw is that they were just all kinds of colors, but I didn't really see exactly what they looked like, so I'm not sure where they're from, unfortunately.
Well, perhaps we can just go and introduce ourselves. Perhaps they don't know what they're doing.
I would absolutely like a chance to look at this dam because if it's of natural make, we should leave it there because it serves a purpose to hydrating the rest of the county with syrup. But if it's unnatural,
I don't think it's naturally natural because they were building it. They were purposely building it as I investigated.
okay. Well, that sounds good. Let's go. But this time, I'll go with you. I got distracted in the woods, and I want you guys to know that just like lichen, which is sort of a combination of many different things and its own ecosystem, I want to be supportive of us. Each of us brings our own unique perspective to this group, and we all need to be here for each other.
Of course. And then my bird will say, "Climb aboard."
And Snip Snap's like, yeah, you should have waited before anyway, jeez.
And I will turn to everyone else and I will say, would you all like to go look at this dam?
Yes, I would like to go ahead and scout ahead of everyone, as I'm more capable of not being seen, so I feel I can investigate the area before they may know we're coming, even though it seems that you may have already told them.
Unfortunately, yes, I'm not the sneakiest person.
Me neither. And the Lichen Princess like points down at her boots, and they're like huge and like for hiking, and they're like steel toed, and they're too big for her feet. And she's like, I've never understood how to be sneaky. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Now, can I disappear into the shadows and try to make my way there quickly without being seen?
I will let you make a roll of your choice for that, but it has to relate to either your heart word or your shoes, probably.
It would likely actually relate to both. I have sneakers, and my heart word is guile.
So I'll let you decide which one you'd like to roll.
I'm going to go with guile. I have a better chance
Okay.
since I'm a D10. And since it relates to my heart word, do I get advantage?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
So you just have to succeed on one of them.
All right. I actually got a crit.
Oh, so that is so you got your crown.
Mm-hmm.
So you super succeed. What can you
Yeah.
tell us about Spider Princess's crown?
So her crown is a very special crown. It looks identical to that of like the face of a Black Widow with the eyes all over the place. And when she puts it on, it actually goes over her own, and she can see in many places all at once as she moves forward. So she can see when other people are around her, see anything coming towards her within like 180 degree radius around her, so she can spot oncoming people very easily.
Okay. So tell us how you succeed at your task harnessing the power of your realm.
So with that, what she would do is she would form webs and be able to start pulling herself through the forest, bouncing off trees and just kind of web slinging more or less her way through the forest as quickly as she can, whilst trying to stay behind trees and making sure that where she believes those rainbow colored beings are, that she's on the opposite sides of the trees, so that way there's always something between her and them.
Okay. So after you succeed, what does that look like? What are you trying to do now that you have?
So once I arrive, I want to stay in the shadows and from wherever I can, sneak my way up as close as possible, and like I said, staying within any shadow that I can meld into and
Okay.
be able to view what's going on.
So you want to be right at the dam that they built?
As close as I can without being spotted.
Okay. At this point, most of them have scattered, but just because they were spooked by Fate Princess's
Right.
bird. But you do see a few stragglers left behind, just trying to collect some of the supplies that they have dropped as the people were running off, and you get hit with that scent of eucalyptus again, and it does look like these are cough drop people essentially.
Okay.
And they're picking up little shovels and little hammers and just trying to carry everything to catch up with the people that ran away.
So, question: are the
Yes.
rest of us flying there while this is happening, or are we walking there to give Spider Princess enough time to sort of like scout it? Because I want
up
us
to you.
to, because as I said, Lycan Princess is like, no one should, we shouldn't leave the party, and then the Spider Princess is like, yo, I got this, I'm going by myself away, and so Lycan Princess is worried, and she's kind of like, if we're supposed to stay where we are, Lycan Princess is like, maybe we should like go check on her, you know.
I picture it would have been like a few minutes of travel for her to get there, and then you guys could head over. She just
Okay.
wanted to get there first.
Yeah, and Snip's like, just don't worry about it so much, jeez. And, yeah, yeah.
So the rest of you arrive shortly after. What would you like to do now that you have arrived at the dam? The rest of the what you could tell that from hearing what Fate Princess had to say, the cough drop people weren't the only people, because they were like honey colored, and Fate Princess described some multicolored creatures. But at this point, most of them they've all cleared out, they've picked up their tools, and they've headed with the rest of the group. So now it's just the dam and the diverted river.
So do I smell eucalyptus
Yes.
again when I? Okay.
It's pretty strong.
Okay,
It's like
so
when
all
someone is
smell
sitting
them?
next to you and they're sucking on cough drops, and you're like, whoo.
yeah, or the
Cola.
or everybody decides to wear the
Ricola.
same kind of perfume at the library, and they just anyway. Yes. So because this is not gonna go well, but Lycan Princess sniffs and's like, what is that? And I want to use a book roll. My book is Baba Yaga's Handbook to Herbs and Spices,
Yeah.
and so I am like, I smell eucalyptus. What is that about? And Baba Yaga is always useful. Really, really kind and gentle, and not the goddess of death.
not at all.
Yeah. All right, so I will roll that, and then I need to get, what is it, a terrible 2 or 3? Here we go. Low roll. No. Okay, I failed. So I got a 7. So yeah, I think I pull out the book and I'm like, I know what that, it's got to be something. What is it? And like starts going through the book. What wrong information do I pick up from my lesson?
You want wrong information?
Well, I mean, I failed, right? So I got a
Yes.
7.
So you do get
So-
a lesson. So
Yep.
which brings us up to, I think, 3 total
3, yes,
lessons.
correct. I am keeping track.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a lot of lessons.
That's okay. You can
Well,
spend
if-
them later if you don't want to.
If the D10 princesses keep rolling 2s and 3s, yes, they.
So you're rifling through, but you can't seem to find that chapter that had eucalyptus in it. We were able to find mint, and it talks about like menthol and how menthol is very soothing, much like eucalyptus, but you can't find eucalyptus itself.
And Snip Snap lands on top of Lycan Princess's head and is like, if you'd even open the book one time, you might know what you're looking for. But no, you got to just keep it by your side and then pretend like you're reading when you see all the cute people around, but you don't actually read it. This is a problem. And Lycan Princess is like, I I've read this before. Look, it's worn at these edges, and it looks. I mean, it is like I read it a bunch of times. Yeah, sure, whatever you say. Sometimes you read it, some you never read it before. Eucalyptus, it's under E, maybe.
Well,
Is this just like going on in front of everyone else?
Yes, everybody.
Okay.
Yes, Snip Snap is like yelling at
Just
Lycan
chewing out,
Princess,
like,
just
Oh.
being
I'm
like,
just like I'm
stop
just
pretending to. Yeah.
doing
the-
that thing like when your parents are yelling
Yeah,
like at you
exactly.
in front of your friends or
Oh,
something. You're just
worse.
like,
And so the lesson is be yourself and don't pretend to be someone else.
Aww.
Aww.
We're learning so
Mm.
much.
So, when I arrived, I noticed that it seemed that the people here were the cough drop people. I did not see anybody that was of bright colors. It was interesting that it seemed to not be what you had stated. Perhaps they were not the only ones here.
I will also point out that none of you are familiar with cough drop people. You've never
Okay.
met one before.
Would we have heard of them? Like, is it like something we would know of but have no like actual?
What is a cough drop?
It's
I'm-
not something.
Okay.
This group of people is not a group you've ever heard of
Okay.
before.
I am not the common cold princess, nor am I medication princess. I'm Lycan princess, and I can fight inflammation, but I don't know what a cough drop is for.
Oh,
Then let me
yeah.
then let me rephrase. I only saw perhaps these caramel color people, not anybody that was of a rainbow tone.
Do you think the caramel people are out here trying to stop everybody from enjoying a different kind of sugary goodness?
I don't know. They were running away at that time, so it was hard to tell.
Where is the river being redirected to?
It goes off in another direction, almost perpendicular to the direction that it should be going, and it runs off towards a darker area, like a more heavily forested area.
Do I know what kingdom is over there?
That it's kind of unclaimed territory. Like
Gotcha.
in Awesome World, there's lots of space for more princesses. There's unlimited space to have more princesses in Awesome World because everyone's awesome at something, and everyone is the princess of something. So there's a lot of spaces that are just like not taken up yet.
Free real estate.
It's free real estate.
Is there
Oh yeah.
is there anybody in the
free
crew
estate.
that wants to sort of so Lycan Princess's heart is like supportive. So I'd really like if anybody wants to lead us towards this dark, dingy place. Heart or like Lycan Princess wants to be extremely supportive of like somebody else taking the lead because she like ran off and was like,
Okay.
I am the leader, and then everyone left her and she's like, but
No.
whatever, what's this on this tree? This
I
is
am
great. I'm
happy
sure.
to see if I can find their tracks and be able to follow where they went.
You know, you did such a good job before. I feel like really with you at the head of the group, scouting things out and being our eyes. And she like points at the weird, creepy, I mean, not creepy, cutesy million eyeballed mask that you wear is like, it's with you being able to see everything. I feel like we'll stand a better chance with you than with me going ahead. And she puts her hand, like, if it's okay, she
Mhm.
puts her hand on your shoulder. If you don't
My-
want her to, that's fine.
Thank you.
My heart word is trust, and
Okay.
so I am trusting Spider Princess to take this on, especially since I wasn't super successful last time. And I will have I will tell Feng Huang to just follow us, but in the air. Sort of keeping a lookout. And as Feng Huang takes off, he will just say, I'll keep my eyes peeled.
I love that he sings.
And he
It's like
was-
his voice is like sing-songy. It's so cool.
I like it.
thank you.
I honestly picture him as like a Jim Henson-esque like Muppet Phoenix. Like that's
This
how
is what I
picture him.
got. Right
Yeah.
here.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
him.
And you said Jim Henson, and my mind immediately went to Dark Crystal. I'm like, don't put that thought
As
in
it
my head.
should.
Ah!
Yeah,
So-
my heart
Okay.
word is fierce, so I'll follow with a Spider Princess as like backup.
I was gonna say everybody's heart words are like so soft and loving, and mine's like guile, but yours is
Nice.
fierce. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that makes me feel a little better.
I'm fierce, and Pastry Princess is carrying like this massive like pie cutter that is like also used as like a sword. So like,
Yeah. I
oh my
mean-
god, I'm totally blanking on the damn it, Ryan, Soul Calibur character, big sword.
Oh,
Nightmare.
Siegfriedia.
Thank you.
Language.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Language.
I'm sorry, pardon. My bad.
Yeah.
We are a
and
family-friendly, not
Mhm.
stream, but family-friendly this.
Princess game.
Princess
Try to
Shao.
keep it PG. I went PG-13. My apologies.
And yeah, no, I mean, when we start walking, it is like, I don't know if anybody has ever seen like an iron root walking stick before, which is just like a 4-foot taproot of a tree, and it's scaled out, and it has like a really big bulb on the end of it that's curved so that you can carry it when you're on a walking. And this is what Lichen Princess like carries
That's
around,
awesome.
and it's
Is it covered in lichen?
it is. And there's ivy and bark, just like sort of, yeah. Anyway, yeah.
That's cool.
All right, so then I will go ahead and pull my crown down over my eyes and begin to search for the tracks, which should not be difficult, just to try to get an idea of which way they went.
And Lichen Princess turns to Gentleman Princess and is like, "Hey, how you doing? You all right?"
Yes, apologies. I've had to sneeze for the last half hour, and it's definitely one of those things where it's just like, no, not quite.
Do you think you're allergic to these caramel? Maybe the eucalyptus is really bothering you.
I don't know. I've never known myself to be really allergic to anything.
Well, if you need some help, let me know because I'm here.
I appreciate it. Yes. If need be, I can always send my friend Bertram Farnsworth Pendleton Carmine Bancroft III to get me some medication. But
But we
I don't
wouldn't
know
want to. We wouldn't want to lose such a useful and wonderful ally. And Lichen Princess like squats down and like pets the terrier and is like, "Oh, who's a good boy?"
well, I believe I am. I'm a good boy. Definitely.
Oh, Bertram, you're such a nice. How often do you take baths, Bertram?
I mean, I don't see how that's any of your business, really.
I just mean your coat is so soft. I feel like maybe it's often enough. Okay.
Well, I don't take.
It's a pretty personal question there.
I'm a very private dog, and I've got my own personal line of hair products from Product Princess.
I've heard that she has some pretty good deals. I was thinking about maybe talking to her about some tea, but anyway, yeah, good job. Anyway, I'm sorry that question stepped over your comfort zone. I didn't mean to. I was just so surprised at how
no.
smooth and soft and silky your.
Don't mind him. He's just a little Scottish. That's all.
I don't know. What does that
Grown.
mean?
He's a small Scottish terrier. Never mind. Definitely, I'm definitely not Humor Princess. That's for sure.
I find you fascinating, so you could be interesting, princess.
Aww.
Gentleman Princess or nothing. But
Okay.
thank you.
I mean, everyone should be able to pick who they want to be, and if you want to change to whatever princess you want to be, you have that right, and I'm behind you 100%.
He doesn't really know what to say at that, so he's just like, and there's another cup of tea, and he's just like, yes, thank you, and he's just puts it back, turns it around.
As I'm walking, I will. I just remember that we're all carrying swords of some kind, and my sword is in Chinese. It's Sanjie Gun, but it's a three-piece flail weapon. It's like 3 sticks, basically all connected with the red thread of fate, and I like to imagine that the end of this red thread of fate is just wrapped around the bottom of it because it can be used as a staff, like basically straightened out and like made to not be in 3 pieces. Yes, loose. And I think as I'm walking, I am just fiddling with the end of the red threads, just being very contemplative and, just walking.
Yeah, no, speaking of the weapons, I picture Erezide's spider stinger sword isn't really so much a sword as it is like the Assassin's Creed blade, the hidden blade. That's kind of what I picture for her. So it's like an actual stinger.
I mean, your sword doesn't have to even be an actual sword or even a weapon. It's just for when you're fighting and defending stuff.
Right.
Yep.
But,
so,
yes.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I will continue to search for tracks and continue to follow them.
So you follow along the diverted river, and after a while, you do start to smell that eucalyptus again, which means that you're probably getting close.
Right.
I smell it again.
Yes, it is getting stronger. I do believe we are getting closer. Is anybody else able to see or hear or detect anything nearby?
Can I trust in fate and try to sort of see, not like into the future, but like see if we're going in the right direction or something like that?
Yes, I would say maybe that could be a book action because you're trying to gain knowledge.
Yeah. So my library book for everybody is called Yin and Yang, How to Find Balance in Duality.
Nice.
So I will pull my book out and I will, as I'm just walking, I'll just pull it out and head down reading, how being pretty careful about not tripping over any roots. But I'm gonna just not meditate, but just seek out the fate of our adventure.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna roll.
And the player of Lycan Princess, me, says, "Can I borrow that book after you're done with it? Because I can read it."
I look up from my book and I say, "Yes, of course. Just one moment." I rolled a 3.
So that means you succeed.
Is a success.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yay!
So
Is this our first success?
No,
So you do succeed. You find the part of your book that you're looking for. And after dwelling on it a little bit and thinking about the words in the book, you determine that, yes, you are heading the right way. There is something further down the path.
I will relay that information to everybody else. And then I will look at Lycan Princess and I'll say, did you want to do some reading?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I meant me, Ran, personally would like to borrow that book. Not Lycan Princess is she doesn't really like to read. I mean she loves to read.
It?
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll just sign off now.
She doesn't like to liken.
Get
She doesn't
outta here.
liken to read. All right, I like it. I can't even make the joke right because I'll just keep saying like it. Anyway, here we go, everybody, down the path.
Then instead, after I'm done reading, I will close the book and I'll put it back in my bag and I will relay the information to everybody and I will just continue to fiddle with the red thread on my staff.
Good to know that we are heading in the correct direction.
As as you continue on, the smell does get more and more intense, and you start to hear some music. Like it's like working music, like the kind of thing that people would sing while they're working together to get a job done. Yeah, essentially.
Copyright strike. Careful, copyright strike.
It wasn't long enough. It's okay.
All right, cool. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah.
Oh hi.
Oh, hi.
Hey.
As you know what? Actually, I will let everyone make a check of their choice to be sneaky. You just have to relate it somehow to whatever check you're making.
All right, mine is going to be my heart, so I can get advantage.
I mean.
Oh yeah. What? Sorry, you go.
Can I be the distraction for everybody else to be sneaky? Because Lycan Princess is not sneaky, and she doesn't want to be sneaky. So can I be supportive of everyone by like stomping my feet and walking towards these people directly? Yeah.
Yeah, if that's how you would like to proceed,
I mean,
go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, if you want me to try and be sneaky, that's fine. But like, Lycan Princess is not sneaky, and she
I
won't.
will let the princesses work out a plan together.
Okay. So yeah, Lycan Princess is like sees Spider Princess turn into a wraith and sink into the darkness, and she's like,
Accurate.
"That is actually really cool, but why don't we just go up to them and talk to them? I feel like I don't want to sneak around because that makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong. Instead, I'm just gonna be direct and abrupt with them, and we'll tell them to stop because they're hurting Pancake. What's the name of the picnic? Is that what it is?
The pancake breakfast?
Yeah, the pancake breakfast. And
By
we don't.
the chocolate chip brigade?
Yeah, the chocolate chip brigade's pancake breakfast is one of the most important things in the realm in the next at least 24 hours. Because I think tomorrow is like Lycan Day, and I'm a little bit prejudiced about which one.
Just to point out, though, I did succeed with a 7.
Right.
Okay. So you succeeded on being sneaky, but have you guys, have y'all all decided what your plan is, how you're going to approach this?
I am going to probably just look up at the sky and make sure that my bird is still there, and when I see him, I'll just give him a big old thumbs up to like
Oh no!
down
Thumbs
here.
up.
And
There we go.
and I will probably where is it like a clearing or something where the place that we're headed, or is it still just in the woods?
It's very wooded. It's very wooded at this point.
Okay, then can I try to climb a tree?
Yes, that would be a shoes check.
Okay. Also, what do I get advantage in as the magic princess?
You get advantage when
Beast and
something
books?
align. Are you asking about what starred?
Yeah,
Or-
what starred? Because I didn't realize we have stars.
So stars are just to tell you what you're typically going to be good at. Advantage is you'll get advantage like when something aligns with your heart word, or if you've got sneakers and sneakers are very good at running, you'd get advantage on that.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, I will roll shoes to climb a tree. That is a 2, which is a failure.
Okay, so you're not able to climb the tree, but you do learn a valuable lesson about climbing trees.
Oh, be careful of the lichen. Oh, you're scraping it off the bark. That's fine.
Aw.
That's okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry, and I think the lesson that I have learned is to to climb a tree, you need 3 points of contact. And I think I was holding my sword, my Sanjia Gun in one hand and probably my library book in the other, so I was kind of like, elbows didn't work. Yes, did you know on this channel that I will teach you how to climb a tree?
It is very important to have at least
how not
3.
to climb a tree.
Yeah.
Not to.
3 points of contact. Very good lesson.
I love it.
How to climb a tree with your elbows.
Or climbing trees with your elbows does not work.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Don't use your elbows to climb trees.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Hello, puppy. How are you?
She came to visit.
No.
Aw.
Dog.
Her name is Kiri.
Hi,
Aw.
Kiri.
Oh. Dog. I love
So
dogs.
precious.
Hi, puppy.
My name is
I love
Kiri. I
you.
am very sweet.
Yes.
Don't eat people, okay?
Don't be humans, okay?
So, Lycan Princess is still sort of stomping off towards like the
I mean, that's-
creatures.
Okay.
No, not yet, because we're still in the we're in the huddle, right? And we're
Oh, okay.
talking, and
Okay.
Lycan Princess is like, I don't understand why we don't just directly go up there and tell them that the pancake breakfast chocolate brigade. I'm just so angry. I can never remember
It's
what it
okay.
actually
It's
is.
okay, relax. You know, we've been walking a lot, so I think it's time for a quick snack break. And I'll pull out a couple of cupcakes that are definitely pretty smushed from being in my bag for so long. But they're, you know, okay, just a little bit stale. Like, they're from this morning, so the frosting is, like, done that thing where it's kind of crunchy on top. But I'll hand those
Dried
out
out.
so everybody can refuel before we get going. But I agree with Lycan Princess, honestly. I think our best bet is to just go on up there and, you know, talk to them and see if we can figure something out all together.
Yes, we're not really 100% sure whether or not they understand exactly what they're doing or not. It's really, they could just be mistaken. Perhaps they wanted to make a swimming pool of some kind. I'm not sure.
Maybe
And
they're
if-
trying to have their own pancake breakfast.
As he's talking about that, he sees that Pastry Princess is trying to get some snacks going. He kind of holds onto his hat, just twists the very top of it, and the brim of his hat separates out into different saucers that are
That's
for tea.
awesome.
I
Pulls the
love
little
it.
tassel, and like these spigots come out and fill up about 5 teacups.
I want that hat.
This is
Yeah.
like a Mad Hatter style.
I'm
I love
into
it.
it.
Amazing hat.
Uh,
Really should have just been Haberdasher Princess. Really.
Haberdashery Princess.
And
Yeah. I start pulling like chunks of sugar from my dress to put in my tea.
and Snip Snap lands on one of the cupcakes and is like, all right, at last, my blood sugar was really low and I need a little pick me up before we try and talk to these jabronis. And then starts eating the frosting off of one of the cupcakes. And Lycan Princess is like, you know, it's not really nice to call people names. We don't even know who they are. And then they have an argument standing there as the bird is eating the icing off of a cupcake.
Well, while y'all are discussing what your plan is going to be going forward and taking a little pastry break, I think this is a great opportunity for an IRL bio break. So we will be taking a 5 to 10 minute break. We will be right back. So just hang in tight, and we'll see you all in just a few.
Thank you.
so much for waiting and hanging out. We
Hello.
are about to get back to our story, but before we do, I would like to throw it out there once again that this is Chromatic Koala Week. We are helping raise money for fighting the bushfires in Australia, saving all the koalas and the cute animals and the animals that are not cute out there. There are
Way to
some,
keep it diverse.
you know what? There
We
are
want to
some
save all the
scary
animals
things.
equally.
Yeah, we want to save all the animals equally, but there are some really scary things in Australia. But we still care about them, even though they're scary.
They're still valid and
They're-
matter.
They're still valid. So we do have a link going regularly in the chat that has a link to wires.org, so you can donate directly there. Otherwise, all bits and all cheers and all the subs and all that fun stuff, that will also be going towards donating towards Wires to help fight the bushfires and save the koalas and cute and not cute and sometimes scary animals in Australia. And lastly, before we get back into things, I do want to throw it out there that my 13-year-old sister helped me write this episode.
Yay!
That's
is-
awesome.
Nice.
I literally called her up last night and I said, Annalise, can you help me write an episode all about princesses?
Aw, that's
So,
adorable.
She came
That
up
is
with
adorable.
tonight's big bad and some of the big bad's lackeys. So when you meet the big bad, this is all the work of Annalise.
That's amazing.
So that's who Snip Snap is going to be mad at when the Lycan Princess gets it. I got it.
And I do want to thank MK Hansen for the bit donation.
Yes, thank you for the
So
bits.
Thank you. Thank you
Yay,
on behalf
bits.
of the koala.
Nice.
And all the other scary things
And the scary things like big spiders and giant bats
that
and
we
oh my
still love.
holy heck,
What are-
wombats are a lot bigger than I thought they were.
They're serious creatures.
Oh dear.
I also was severely mistaken about the scale of the wombat.
I thought they
Really?
were like cat sized.
I was thinking they were like groundhog size.
Wow.
honestly.
Wow.
Like I just kind of pictured like slightly bigger groundhogs, but
Yeah.
this is oh no.
Sometimes I forget that people weren't as obsessed with biology and like animals as I was when I was growing up. So when people are like, I can't believe how big this is, I'm like, you didn't know that since you were like 8 years old? Ugh, whatever. That's just me and my own
Nerd.
personal. Yes, I am a biology nerd in a very general sense.
Biology
way,
princess
like
is too
in
big of a
Princess.
domain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. That's what. Yeah, species princess again, too large, can't really go there.
Yeah,
Kingdom,
I didn't.
phylum.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't want to be phylum princess tonight.
All right. Well, we can get back to the adventure then. Y'all were working out a plan on how you were going to approach these creatures that you have not been able to see yet, but you do smell the eucalyptus from the cough drop people, and you do hear them singing like a working song as they're working on something.
Yep. I believe it was me and Pastry
Myself.
Princess were gonna go forward and talk to them. We weren't sure what Gentleman Princess was gonna do. We know that Spider Princess was sneaking, and yeah, Fate Princess was going to attempt to climb a tree and then also sneak.
Yes, I'm definitely. In my younger days, I was definitely known as Wildcard Princess. You never know what I'm gonna do.
It's you know, I appreciate that about you, Gentleman Princess, but I also feel like sometimes we just need to make sure that we have a plan and we stick to it.
Oh yes, no, I agree. As soon as I am done with my cup of tea, I will join you.
I trust that whatever we all decide that we are going to do, that it will work out.
And
yeah,
Spider
as long as
Princess
we're
is
a
already
teamwork.
gone and not part of this conversation because they're in the shadows being like, hurry up, let's go.
What's taking them so long?
I don't
God.
understand why we're not like
I don't know why I
winning the
made Spider
battles.
Princess sound like Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
God.
God, team, let's go. We might tater tots.
Comedy film
go.
princess.
Comedy film
Oh,
princess.
man.
God.
Rom-com
skills.
princess.
Why
Yep.
isn't everyone
Ooh.
here yet?
Wait, is Rom-Com Princess?
Rom-
I'm not gonna lie to you. I would be Rom-Com Princess 100%.
I mean, I'm into it. That's great.
Anyway, sorry.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, maybe me and the Lycan princess could go and try to talk to them while the others are, hiding around.
Or drinking their tea. Take your time, gentleman princess. Enjoy your cuppa. It's important. Let's go, pastry. And clomp, clomp, clomp,
Okay.
clomp.
I just heft my big pie cutter over my shoulder and start. During the
Yeah.
breakfast, I was definitely trying to cut pies with my giant sized pies.
And I don't know if you've ever seen Victorian era people who use canes when they walk, but there's definitely a sort of a slide it up and then hold it in the air a little bit and then let it hit the ground. Anyway, look, I may have watched people walk with canes too much, but this is what Lycan Princess does with her walking stick. It's sort of like a pause and then anyway, I can't demonstrate it well enough. Moving on from that. Yeah. So Lycan Princess and Pastry are walking up the path.
Yeah. And thank you, Book Some Wench, for the donation there.
Yay!
That was from Pastry Princess, apparently.
So Pastry Princess and Lycan Princess are walking up the path towards the singing.
Very
Yeah.
friendly. I got my big old pie cutter, but I'm I don't know, twirling it like a parasol.
And is everyone
Perfect.
else hanging back a little bit then?
I
Yeah.
probably would have went ahead still because that's just kind of what Erizade does.
Are you trying to sneak?
Yes.
Okay, I will have that be a shoes check.
Okay.
That was technically already rolled, right?
Oh
And
yes,
you
you're
gotta-
right. You
Oh, yeah,
did
that's
already
right, I
roll
did.
that. So
Yes.
yeah, you are able to sneak up ahead. Would you like to see them before Pastry Princess and Lycan Princess, or are you
Yes.
trying to arrive at the same time? Okay, you want to see them before.
Yeah.
So as you're sneaking through the trees, you're very, very sneaky. You come to an area where the trees suddenly part. It was very, very wooded, and all of a sudden it comes to a clearing, and you see this immense sugary palace.
Ooh.
And you see just a horde of cough drop people and gummy bear people, which the gummy bear people would explain the rainbow colors that Fate Princess saw earlier.
Yes.
And they're all working together using the maple syrup that had been diverted as kind of mortar for building this tower bigger and bigger and bigger.
Huh.
What is it made out of?
It's made
If
out
the-
of various candies, cookies, sugary things.
Oh, so it's like an ugly, not uniform. Okay. Well,
Gingerbread house, maybe.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's
That's
very
exactly
much,
what I'm
it's like a
thinking.
gingerbread palace almost.
okay. Well, Uniformity Princess would not like the layout of this place, is all I'm saying.
Consistency Princess is not bad.
No, she's like, why are there cookies? And this is awful.
But
Movie,
Anna,
Down,
movie
do it
continuity
again.
princess.
There's no wafers by the ginger snaps. That can't happen.
yeah, but Anarchist Princess is like,
Yeah.
There's
More, taller.
in a really far away realm. There's the script supervisor princess.
Architecture Princess would not be a huge fan. Anyway, so Spider Princess, is there anything you wanted to do from your perch before Pastry Princess and Lycan Princess approached to speak with the cough drop and gummy bear people?
I suppose I would make my way to them and stay in the shadows as support in case anything goes awry.
Okay.
Wow, that's a really tall tower. This isn't anybody's territory. This is like unsanctioned building. That seems
I
weird.
don't know if they got the zoning permits to be doing construction here.
I mean, since we all get the email blasts about new princesses in Amazing World, I feel like if we didn't get one for here, it's not supposed to be here.
Oh, well, I'm sure if we just go over and explain everything, everything will be straightened out just fine.
I agree, because this area of the forest is lovely, and I would love for someone to live here. Oh gosh,
Plus, our
look.
pancakes are getting cold and all not full of syrup. I mean,
Wait a
it's
minute,
like the
wait a
best
minute.
part.
Hold on. They already made the pancakes, and they're
Well,
waiting for
Some
us.
of them.
Oh, that. Well, I'll just
You
wait
got like
until
a
they
big
make.
order, you gotta do it in, like shifts and stuff. I mean, I've done some catering type things before, so I mean, I get it.
Yeah, I see what you mean, but I also am gonna wait until the fresh pancakes come out, because I am
Like
in.
setting up the
I'm.
stir
I'm.
burners.
I'm also. My cousin is entitled princess, so she tells me that it's okay to wait for
Oh,
the
okay.
fresh pancakes.
Oh, we better hurry then. If we're looking around, does it look like maybe we see somebody who could be like in charge? Like I don't know.
Like in charge.
I didn't do that on purpose.
But
I mean, that was totally on purpose.
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
if you look around, you do see another gummy person, but this one is a gummy snake. She is a long gummy snake who keeps trying to, well, not trying, she's succeeding. Like she's obviously in charge because no one's stopping her, but she is eating some of the sugar that they're using to build. Like she'll grab like a cookie here and a gumdrop there and scoop up some of the syrup and just eat it. But
I've
she's
heard about
also
this.
yelling orders.
I've heard about this. This is where you charge people more money on the invoice and then water down what you're actually using when you're building. It's some sort of weird scam.
Oh, you
huh.
think? Maybe it's just like a quality control kind of thing.
Testing the quantity of and quality of the sugar.
I
Okay,
mean, if they're
yeah.
building a building out of it, I mean, I think it would want to be like very structurally sound. Although
Yes.
they don't have the proper permits, who knows?
I mean, yeah, exactly. If they don't have the proper permits, do they even care about if it's structurally sound or not? That's my
This is
question.
why it's so important to have,
Excuse
like, good,
me.
comprehensive zoning laws.
I mean,
Exactly.
is this? I have to say, is poor building practices princess back in town? That's not a princess.
It totally could be a princess because everybody is valuable and good at something. So yeah. Excuse me, Supervisor Snake.
Yeah, hi there.
Excuse me. Sorry to interrupt. I know your quality control is important. I have a question or two for you.
The snake turns around and looks at you. Yes. How can I help you?
First of all, how's the quality of the sugar? Is it
That's
like
none of
good?
your business.
Well, okay. Now, that immediate kind of tone, I am uncomfortable with it. It's very confrontational. But me and my friend, we've come here to talk to you about perhaps the diverting of the syrup river, because we needed it for our pancake picnic. I don't know if you know about it. I mean, you're invited. Everyone's invited. It's like a amazing world a thing that we all do.
You know, all of this sugar is for Gretchen. This is her castle.
What Gretchen is the princess of?
Gretchen is not a princess.
I don't understand.
What is not princess?
How is that possible?
We are all a princess, so I don't know what you are talking about.
I've never heard of a not a princess.
Nobody in Amazing World is not a princess. Yep.
The snake
And
is,
scene.
the snake is done with you.
Roll credits.
Can you
Roll credits.
both make me a shoes check?
Hey, Abby.
Yes.
The rest of us are hanging back, still in like the tree line. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Can we hear what is going on right now?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
You're kind of you're coming up behind. You're almost within earshot, but not quite, because you still hear like the singing, and the singing is quite a bit louder than their conversation.
Gotcha. Cool.
Okay, lesson number 5 would be, because I failed at my shoe check.
did
Let's
too.
see.
I
Don't
got a 7.
don't do all the talking yourself. There we go. That's lesson number 5. And what's lesson number 6?
I mean, always get the proper permits.
Okay, perfect. All right. File the
We're up to
proper
6
paperwork.
lessons now.
Yep. File the proper
lessons.
paperwork.
So do you both fail?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the gummy snake is able to surprise you, and being as long as she is, she's able to wrap you up and tie you up within her gummy body.
Is this part of the giving us the sugar back?
Sugar.
No,
I mean the syrup. You know.
Gretchen is not giving any sugar back.
Oh well, I mean that's unfortunate to hear because all these people really need their syrup for breakfast and their livelihoods.
Pastry princess, is it getting a little bit harder for you to breathe? I feel like the last time I tried on a formal ball gown for the ball at winter, it was just kind of tightening me like this.
So
I'd like you to stop.
Yeah, at
Lucky
this-
not so hard
At this
there,
point-
please.
At this point, I would go over there because.
yeah.
Fate
So
Princess and Gentleman Princess will have caught up by now.
What's all this then? Hang on.
and so I would like Annabelle to come down and just land on the body of the gummy snake and walk up towards its head where it can see it. And Annabelle is just going to look up with its cute little eyes and its round, fluffy, like plush-looking body and just say, "I would let her go." Let him go.
This is none of your business.
Spider.
You don't want to mess with us.
The
I can't believe
snake,
your spider's the uwu.
the snake will like not shoulders, but like wriggle their upper body around their head to shake off to shake off Annabelle.
Head banging.
Annabelle, being a spider, just holds on, but will sigh and say, "So be it."
Gentleman Princess is going to kind of walk up using his cane, and he'll just kind of, oh no, and he's just going to reach up. He's going to tap the snake on the nose. He's like, "You're not being exceptionally sweet about this, are you? Please, if you could just let them go, we would like to speak to this Gretchen. Yes, that was the name.
Make me.
Make you a cup of tea, of course. Yes, hang on." He just takes his hat off and takes out a cup of tea and says, there you are.
Pastry Princess would like to start using their sword that they've like sort of got like pinned up to them and like
Okay.
trying to like leverage it to like make some room from like the tight coils so we can
And
like, maybe
yeah,
make a
Snip
loose-
Snip Snap lands on the snake's head and is like, "I'll make you for sure." And it just starts pecking, but it's not actually doing anything.
Gentleman Princess will attack if he needs to.
Pastry Princess, you could try to make me a sword action.
sword action. I'm gonna try a different die this time. Oh, I rolled my crown number.
Hooray!
Yeah, so that is a critical success. So please tell me how you use the power of your realm to achieve what you're trying to do.
Oh, well, I am the pastry princess, and I'm using my big old pie cutter for some leverage. So I'm gonna sort of like wiggle it so that the whole, cause it's like a big like triangle, and I'm gonna like try to move it so that the widest part is like further down, so we can start squeezing our way back up. And I will I've got some I'm like totally blanking, some like syrup that I use for decoration sometimes. So while I do that, I'm gonna like pull some out of my pocket and like squeeze it, so we got some syrup to help us wiggle out.
So are you helping both you and Lycan Princess
Yeah,
out?
I would like to if that is possible. I'm not
Okay.
gonna leave my friend in the clutches of this gummy worm, right? Because it was still like a gummy worm.
Gummy
Yeah.
snake, yeah.
Yeah, it was like one
Gummy
of those
snake.
long gummy snakes.
It's definitely a sour gummy worm. Yes, of course.
Oh yeah, I see what you did there.
Yes.
Yeah, seeing as you rolled your crown, you are able to get both of you out.
Oh
can I
gosh,
s-
thank you.
Could I? s-
Nope, that's it. I was just saying
Oh.
thank you.
Could I step out of the woods at this point and rendezvous with my bird?
Yeah.
And I will tell the bird to just sit, like sit, stay, chill. And as pastry princess, syrups the two of them out, I will try and like help them away, and like get them not within striking distance of this gummy snake.
We are now
And-
covered in syrup and delicious, by the way. Sweet inside and out.
I mean, I pictured that being pastry princess anyway.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
They've got a dress that's made
Caramel
of like spun
shoes.
sugar and
Yeah.
Right.
sparkly sprinkles.
What
like-
happens
like-
if
I
it
love it.
rains?
It's magic candy, of course.
Right, okay, alright, right.
So if the snake seems adamant about fighting, I want Erezade to kind of come down on a web above the snake and like latch onto the back of its head and kind of like wrestle it, I guess.
Okay, you'd like to wrestle the snake?
Yeah, like to come down above it, wrestle it, and like I guess put her blade like up against it to try to get it to stop.
Are you
you making-
wrestling it or are you riding it like a bucking bronco?
What
That's
would you
my
say
question.
you're making a sword action or a shoes action?
Sword.
Okay, go ahead.
Alright. And because I was trying to make it kind of like a sneak attack since the snake wouldn't see it happening, would I be able to get that with Guile and have advantage or no?
Sure. Why not?
Awesome.
I'm generous.
Hey. Okay. So that was a fail. With a 2. So
For both of them?
yeah, 2 was the highest.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
So you do gain a lesson.
So what was the lesson?
Now remember, you can use these lessons.
True.
I'm saving all these up for when I get my final dance number. Are you kidding me? Ah!
I suppose the lesson would be you can't ride a snake.
Sometimes the best lessons are the simplest ones.
Right.
All right.
Just you can't ride a snake.
Perfect.
Not you as in the royal you, but you specifically can't ride a snake. Does it look like we're gonna have to fight this snake?
At this point, the snake will turn around and using its long body just climb up the side of this giant castle that the Cough Drop and Gummy Bear people have been building, and they're still building it, by the way. They have not stopped to watch you. They're just humming along, singing their working song, and building up this tower as high as they can.
Do you think there's something in the clouds? Do you think Cloud Princess has some treasure that they're trying to reach? Like, why continue to build it?
Self-importance,
Oh.
perhaps.
They said that it's not a princess living there, so I
I
don't
know, but maybe Gretchen is trying to make herself the Cloud Princess by building a tower up there? I don't know. Anyway, we should investigate.
Is
I can
Is there-
fly up there and check.
That does not sound like a bad idea.
Actually, yeah. Right, because how high is the building like right now? How much has been constructed?
How much feetage?
How much feetage?
It's about 5 stories tall at this point.
Which
Okay.
is, as everyone knows, at least 500 feet.
Yes. Wait.
I'm just kidding. That's not right. I just
Nope.
You're just saying things.
look. You said feetage, so anyway, whatever.
It is closer to 60 feet.
Yes, right. That's
I
the
would like-
actual, real, non-magic world measurement. Whatever.
Does Awesome World use the metric system or?
Better. It better use if it's not awesome if it doesn't use
Awesome
the
World
metric
uses
system.
the awesome system.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I mean, that makes
So
sense.
we measure in feetage.
So it's
Right.
5 awesomes.
It's 5 awesomes
Yeah.
tall.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Awesome.
And
So
each
I'm gonna-
princess has a different measurement that equals awesome. So it's
I mean,
great.
that's pretty much how the foot started, so.
I
Very
love
true.
awesome conversions. Wow, is there a conversion princess out there? Anyways, I'm gonna whistle. I'm gonna whistle to Feng Huang, and I will fly up to the top of the tower. Can we see it? Yes, 5 awesomes. Yes.
Yeah.
5
would like to-
awesomes.
I would like to fly up to the top of this tower.
Are you like looking in, trying to see what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Lycan Princess sees you leave and is like, "We can't let her go by herself, and we'll
we
try and if this tower has steps that these generous people have created for us to climb up in a very large spiral staircase."
Yeah, essentially, they're building it from the ground up, each piece at a time. So up until the 5th story, there are stairs.
Okay,
Just
I mean,
cue like yakety sax as everyone else just goes
Yep.
up the spiral staircase.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean that's anyway. I don't know if anyone's following, but Lycan Princess is like, "Don't leave anybody behind," and we'll like run at
Yeah.
snip snap, being like, "I had him right where I wanted him. I don't understand why." Oh boy.
All right.
I will try to be like, oh, well, that's actually a good point, because that didn't end well so much the last couple of times we split up, so come on, and I'll start herding, like, trying to herd everybody who's, like, still with us behind Lycan Princess.
Well, I will follow along, but I will stick to the shadows.
Oh, I mean, that's fine, you do you.
Okay.
So, Fate Princess.
You mean you're not gonna
will-
climb on the outside of the?
If that is what
stars?
you think that we should do.
No, I'm just saying spiders. Do
I
they
mean-
use stairs? I feel like they don't use stairs. As well.
The
Are
princess
they
is,
even stairs?
gentleman princess just wants to find the front door and knock like a gentleman.
So everyone else, so Fate Princess is flying up. Everyone else flings open the door and runs in, and Gentleman Princess closes the door, knocks, and then opens the door and walks in.
That's fantastic.
Hello, I'm terribly sorry. Coming in.
So Fate Princess, you since you do fly up, you are the first to be able to kind of see what's going on. You look in the window at the top, and you do see an old witch who's at the top of the tower, chastising the snake for letting people get so close and for discovering the tower before it's completed. And there is a very burly looking gingerbread man in the corner of the room as well.
Ooh.
Wait,
okay.
time out. Go on about burly gingerbread.
Like,
Then
no.
so Fate Princess, is there anything
No.
you would like to do before everyone else catches up?
Is there a window that I can like just hover with my bird?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, isn't it not
So-
finished? So like it's all open, so you could just. Because this is at the top of a tower, right? And it's not actually done. There's no like.
Yeah.
It
roof.
might still have a ceiling though.
It has a ceiling, but like
Oh,
they're
okay.
working on the next story.
Gotcha.
I
it.
got you. All right.
Yeah.
Then I think I just want to eavesdrop and see if I can figure anything else about their plans,
Okay.
so that I can maybe later try to convince them that sharing is caring. Because I'm all about like balance and
yeah.
duality and sharing things.
I would like you to make a book action.
A book action? Okay. I'm going to use a different dice because you have not been rolling well. We got Rainbow Pastel Glitter. Let's go.
Love it.
Let's go.
Okay, I rolled my crown number, but that's not a number on the book number.
No, a crown number is a success. So
Okay.
no matter what, your crown is always a success. So
I rolled
tell
a
us
4.
tell us how you succeed at finding out more about what their plan is and maybe why they're doing what they're doing using the powers of your realm of fate.
Well, my powers of fate, I think, maybe helped me. If I'm going with like the duality theme, then maybe I know my side of the story and I know what we are trying to do, but I was listening for their side of the story so that I can have the two halves and then I can better understand where they're coming from. Yep, that's about what I got.
Okay. So while you're listening in to see what's going on, you do overhear something about how Gretchen wants to impress everyone in Awesome World with how grand their candy tower is, and she just wants it to get built bigger and bigger, and she says,
"Oh, Sylvia, build the tower. Continue building it bigger. Don't let them stop building it. Greg, go down there and make sure that they're still building."
Buns?
Cool. Then, I love how his name is Greg. I am going to just keep that information and wait for my companions to. I'm assuming they took the stairs, so I'm just gonna wait for them to come up, and then I will do that thing in the movies where I just step in through the window. So
okay.
But I'll wait for the dramatic entrance.
Is the gingerbread man named Greg?
Yes.
He's a ginger Greg man?
Good one.
Nope, you're canceled. Get out of here.
You're canceled.
I liked it.
I thought Bad Joke Princess was a different character altogether.
It's the pun princess.
So yeah, I mean, Lycan Princess like not leaps, but like is taking stairs bounds at a time and like comes out and is like, "All right, everybody, stop what you're doing. We're here for the syrup."
I'm gonna step in through the window with my dramatic entrance, and my bird flies away to just probably go sit on the roof of the building so far, and he will just say, "Good luck," and he'll just fly away up there, and I'll step in and I will hold a hand out and I'll say, "Hold on, just a moment."
What are you all doing here? You're in the way of my great tower. I'm not finished yet.
I have a better idea. Better than a big tower. I just dropped my pen. I heard about you wanting to impress everybody.
Yes, I want the biggest tower. I want to be very impressive. I want everyone to think I'm very cool.
You know what I think is even cooler? Is we have a picnic today. Did you know the great pancake picnic breakfast that's going on a little ways that way?
No, I didn't.
Well,
I was not invited.
Oh,
Well-
well, you're new in town, so I mean, we didn't know
I don't
to
think
send
we
an
had your
invite
address.
your way.
There
Yes,
is no
that was on
address
purpose.
because this is the unclaimed land. So we didn't know that there was a princess here to invite. But now that you're here and that we know about you, of course you're invited. And I think it'd be really cool if you would come back with us to the pancake breakfast and introduce yourself to everyone, and then we will all get to know each other a little bit more. Maybe we can become friends. But in order to do that, we need the syrup back, because what's pancakes without syrup?
Nothing says awesome person like the person who saves the pancake picnic by bringing the syrup back to the people. And that could be you. You don't need the tower. You could be the hero of the pancake picnic. How does that sound?
No,
That's pretty cool.
no,
That
And
sounds pretty great.
If if it's possible, Abby, can I use my heart word of trust to somehow
Aw.
finagle
yes,
this?
you can roll a heart check with advantage to try to convince Gretchen to trust you.
You could use a lesson.
You could use a lesson.
It's
You know
true.
what? We're getting close to the end of the night here. You could do a big musical number to convince
Yes.
Gretchen.
Let's do a big musical
Sure.
number.
I think this is the way we need to go. 100%.
Are we actually singing this? Or...
No. So
Why not?
Oh God, no!
so-
I'm not
so-
singing.
okay, so
Um,
let me get to the part. Okay, so getting the band together. Once per episode, the members of the Excellence can choose to forego a role and instead gather together to perform a musical number. You or your princesses do not need to be musical to perform a musical number. Musical numbers are part of the DNA of the kinds of cartoons that the Excellence is all about. In order to do this, the team spends any number of lessons up to the number of players. Instead of rolling dice, the princesses narrate how they perform a rockin' song about the issue and how that gives them whatever they need. It can teach a lesson, change a heart, do something magical. There's really no limit to the power of a great musical number.
Oh man, this is all.
And
Also
I'm
true.
really glad we're doing this because as the magical princess, I literally can't roll a 5 for the heart roll, so we are doing this
I'm here
with
for it.
advantage. So
So
I
we can
guess I will
use-
start out this musical number. I will whistle to my bird and I will say hit it, and then on the ceiling the bird is gonna start thumping out like some sort of beat, just kind of like wiggling around
Oh,
on
man.
the roof to like make a drop a sick beat. And I think while I am a singer and I love singing, I think Fate Princess is more of like a spoken word, like rap kind of
Yes.
rap
Beat
artist.
I
I was
love
Yeah.
gonna say, are we just doing a beat? Like,
Beat poet?
Yeah.
I'm here for
And
it.
so
we
Fate
just
Princess.
Oh, how many
my-
lessons are you spending, by the way?
5, because
How
that's
many do we have?
Might as well spend all of them.
we have
Okay.
7. No.
But
We
it says
keep
up to the number of players, so
right.
there's
So
only
there's
what
5 of us.
five
Five.
of
Okay.
us. So we're gonna spend 5 lessons, and at least my part of the song, I'm going to do a swanky, fun rap about sharing is caring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's my bit. And then after I'm done, I'm gonna step aside as the spotlight shifts to the next person, and I'll take my 3-part weapon and I will make the bits loose, and I'll use like the 2 bits as drumsticks to like drum on the on the
Perfect.
side of the thing.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Who's next?
I have an idea. Pastry Princess will reach into their snack bag once again and pull out a big roll of like licorice laces. And they stick them along like the sides of their big old pie cutter sword, and now it is an upright base.
It's so good.
And they will start strumming along to like be in beat with Fate Princess's beat that she's got going, or that they've got going. And if you're doing like a sort of like beat poetry thing, I'll do like the sort of echoing, like on like random, like sort of like highlight words of like.
Just a hype man?
Yeah, I'm like
Yeah.
I'm like in the
Yeah.
back, like
What?
bass
Say it
hype
again.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, like you gotta take down the tower. That's me.
I picture that Annabelle will have created a violin out of web for
love
me, and I will just walk out of the shadow that's in the room. You guys didn't even know I had already been in there, and just like playing the violin as she walks inside.
Go on, gentlemen.
And I will say
Unless you
that since you are spending 5 lessons, this can be incredibly epic. Like,
Right, I was gonna.
Like, literally, anything you want to happen can happen right now.
Right. So this is imagine. I will go for Lycan Princess if that's okay. Gentleman Princess. Lycan Princess is like really into it, and she like leaps out of the window that that Fate Princess had left open, and like a huge spring of like lichen and moss like supports her, and up and like behind her like a wave comes crashing in, and it's all like peat moss and lichen and algae, and she starts singing. And imagine the Little Mermaid. Wouldn't you think My Collection's Complete song? Except it's about the tower. So look at this tower, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think that my heart's complete? Wouldn't you think that I'm a Gretchen who had everything? And then
Copyright infringement princess all of a sudden.
Exactly. And so, and the whole song is about how, don't obsess about a stone statue of a human, but instead obsess about packing pancakes and give syrup to people to enjoy their pancakes, because Eric whatever, but pancakes are forever.
I guess it's my turn then.
Yep.
So at this point, Gentleman Princess finally makes it upstairs because he's just taking it very slow. And he comes up, and his little Scottish terrier, Bertram Farnsworth Pendleton Carmine Bancroft III, is behind him. He takes his hat, he sees everything that's going on, he stretches it out and down to cover his entire body, including his Scottish terrier. And then when he comes up, he is in like a very spangly, like bedazzled suit now, and his Scottish terrier is in kilts and traditional Scottish garb with a dog bagpipe set that he starts playing. And as he does that, he draws his sword, which on the hilt is basically a teacup, and he starts to like conduct this like symphony out of nowhere with it. And he's basically just making this song about, like, everyone is a princess in their heart. You just need to find what your princess power is.
Oh.
And it's
my God.
And it's equal parts like Baroque and Scottish.
So does the terrier play the bagpipes by like jumping on them? I'm like imagining it, trying to figure out.
No, he doesn't.
It
He
just works by magic.
Okay.
yeah. He's got it like between his ears, and his ears just kind of.
Oh my God. Okay, perfect. Okay, good, cool. I was like, how does he squeeze the bag? Is he like hopping
That's
on it? Like,
that's the thing that you're wondering about. That's the thing that makes it go, no, sorry.
No. It wasn't about It was like, I want you to tell me so that I can imagine it, because it sounds awesome.
I wrote a rap.
Okay, all right.
Oh
lay it
wow,
on
here
us.
it is.
Lay it on us.
It's
God. All right. So this is rewind really quick. This is what my princess said. Sharing is caring. Share with your friends. Together we can make amends. Give back the syrup and we will all cheer up. Share and be cool. That's the golden. That's the golden rule. Fate.
Oh my God. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Ugh.
Nice. Wait, did you just
Oh
dab?
my
Did
God.
Fate Princess dab?
Yes, I did.
Okay, all right. I just
Man.
wanted to make sure.
I love it.
I guess they forgot about Fate.
No one can forget about Fate.
All right, so your big musical number comes to a close, and Gretchen is
we're
standing
posing.
there. Yeah, you're
Jazz
all
hands.
posing.
And we're just kind of breathing a little heavy.
And Gretchen is standing there, getting a little teary-eyed, like, do you really think that people would think I'm cool?
Of course. course. You just have to. We'll help you redivert the river back, and we'll introduce you to everyone and tell them how cool you are, and then we can take all these candies and we can bring them back and we can put them on the pancakes. That'll be even yummier.
Gretchen,
Do you
I
think
already
they
think
would
you're
ever
cool.
forgive me for diverting the river and taking all the syrup?
Oh, yeah, of course they would. I mean, you're gonna come and give it back. So, I mean, you're doing what you gotta do to make things right.
what is your favorite thing, Gretchen? What is the thing you love most out of anything else in the world?
I suppose sugar.
Sugar. Right. Is it a specific kind of sugar? Brown sugar, pure cane sugar?
I suppose gummies. And she kind of waves her hand and she says, well, this is why I built Sylvia, and the gummy snake, and all of the gummy bears.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And he's just kind of like flipping through this little like notebook to see if there's already like a gummy princess. Because and he doesn't find it, and it's just like, well, I think we might have an opening for a gummy princess, my dear.
Me, princess?
No, I don't see why not.
Yes, I do believe you could be the gummy princess.
Oh, yeah. Then we
As
could get
lo-
you.
Go ahead.
Oh, so kind. Okay, let's go knock down the dam and bring the syrup back to everybody.
Oh, you know what? I don't know if it would have the same structural integrity, but after the breakfast, I think Sticky Buns and I would be glad to come back and help you finish your castle if you wanted. We've got an endless supply of honey here. That stuff's pretty sticky.
Oh, that would be lovely. Thank you so much. You're all so kind.
I promise not to eat anything.
I don't make exactly that same kind of promise, but I think you can make more. And he's just like, oh, come, you bad dog.
I mean, look, it's gonna be a gummy tower later, so if we take the hard candy and maybe a little bit of it disappears, you know what I mean? Then the gummy tower can come back. And Lycan Prince is like, yeah, we'll help you rebuild whatever you need.
Okay. So you all come together and you go back to where the river was diverted, and the cough drop and gummy people all help to knock it down, and the river starts flowing again, and the waterfall begins, and after a couple after maybe like half an hour, the stream has gotten strong enough that little lake or pond at the base of the waterfall starts to fill up again, and syrup can be collected and brought back to the pancake breakfast.
So, just as we're walking back, I just want to make it clear that Lycan Princess is talking to Gummy Princess about how cool Lycan is the entire time. Did you know that there's like 20,000 different kind of Lycan? And some of them are considered their own ecosystems. Like, it's amazing. And so she's like, yeah, yep.
That's quite fascinating. Oh.
And if you think about it, everyone in Amazing World is just like its own ecosystem as well. And you're part of that now too. You always were. You just needed to find your place. And she like, again, if Gretchen lets her, will like pat her on the shoulder.
Oh yes, Gretchen welcomes it.
It definitely sounds like we've taken a liking to you. Yes, quite.
Fate says no.
I mean, sometimes I always think it's weird that they say like if you have a pet long enough, it starts to look like its owner, but these two just make jokes like each other. It's so bizarre.
I do believe we found our grown princess.
That's for sure. That's Lycan Princess.
Isn't that just all of us combined together?
We've grown together, everybody.
Aw. See, I get the bad groans. I always get the aw. Fate Princess gets the aw.
You hear like a like squeaking sound of laughter from Sticky Buns, but it's like, you know, when you're trying to like squeeze something out of like a plastic bottle and you just like, have like weird little whistle.
God.
It sounds like that.
Oh, I love that. So
and as we're walking back, maybe there's like a small reprise of the song or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's fun.
Absolutely.
and
Playing in the
happy,
background.
and we're all skipping together.
yes,
And my bird is trying to skip.
Do we have like a reprisal of the song in our band form during the like pancake breakfast now?
Yeah.
Where, like,
oh, of course,
everybody...
of course.
But
Okay.
it's
You
like
get back
it's
to
like
the
the pop
pancake
punk
breakfast.
rock version.
Yeah,
Right.
and Gummy Princess sings with us.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And, I was gonna say, and the last bit is Gummy Princess taking over like the solo at the very
Yeah.
Yeah, it has
Alright.
to be. Has to
So yeah, you all arrive back at the pancake breakfast. All the chocolate chip cookie brigade is all there waiting for your return with the syrup, and they're crying little crumbs, just like their pancake breakfast is ruined. They want to go camping, but they see you all returning with jugs of syrup, and they're so excited to see you. The pancake breakfast
brought
will
your
go on.
We are back.
We
It's a
bring
good thing.
syrup. We bring syrup and a new friend.
It's a good thing that Hot Plate Princess was there to keep all the pancakes warm.
Catering Princess is very busy today.
Sterno Princess always busy.
Princess
Standing,
of
holding trays in her hands.
the blue flammable gel stuff princess.
That could just be an entire stream of this game. Is just coming
Right.
up with different
It's just
princesses.
coming up with princesses.
Pretty
Is
much.
there anything else you all would like to do to end the episode?
I
we're
think
good.
we should, if everybody's comfortable, I would like to initiate a group hug.
Oh yeah.
Aww.
Big
Group
group hug.
hug.
Big
Release some
hug.
balloons into the sky. It's beautiful.
This
Biodegradable
This is so-
balloons.
This
yeah,
whole thing is.
biodegradable balloons.
They're made of sugar, so they.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
This is so sweet that Diabetes Princess is here.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
And yeah, and everybody's hugging, and Snip Snap is over on this stack of pancakes, just like, whatever, more for me.
And there's like one shot of me just carrying a giant stack of pancakes over to Feng Huang, and just like him just the whole thing.
I'm turning a stack of pancakes just into a cake. Like
Amazing.
layering, like
Oh, yeah.
icing between it and like
Yeah.
frosting it.
Like one of those crepe cakes.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
Good stuff.
But I'm
good stuff.
making it for Gummy Princess,
Aw.
so that you know,
Aw.
she's nice and welcomed.
So you all have a wonderful pancake breakfast, and the chocolate chip cookie brigade is able to raise more than enough money to go on their camping trip, and they're very, very thankful. And Gretchen Princess is so excited to have so many new friends.
Yay!
And then high five freeze frame.
Yeah. Don't you forget about me.
So now that we're all wrapped up, there were some things. So I would like to, if you are all okay with it, I'd like to tell you some of the notes that we didn't quite get to that
Ooh, yeah.
my 13-year-old sister helped me write.
Heck yes.
Sure, absolutely. I think Liking Princess is stuck.
Unfreeze.
I look, you're not allowed to do that. If you're freeze framing, it's over. Okay, fine, never mind.
So the big bad is Gretchen the Witch. She wants to hoard all the maple syrup so she can build the greatest candy palace of all time. She created her minions out of sugar to help her. The big bad lackeys are the cough drops. These sugary minions reek of eucalyptus. This makes them very bad spies. The gummy bear brigade. These gummy bears want to eat as much sugar as possible. They can't get enough. Sylvia the gummy snake. Sylvia is a long gummy snake who just wants to eat sugar all day. She is very long, which allows her to act as a rope when needed. She can tie people up and climb very well.
Nice.
And lastly, Greg the gingerbread man. His gumdrops act like boomerangs. He can throw them and they come right back to him.
That's amazing.
That's all.
That's
You
so
know,
cute.
I just
Your
want to
sister
say.
is a DM in the making.
Yep, exactly. I just want to say when I
Right.
said tell me more about Greg the gingerbread man, I wasn't talking about anything other than I wanted you to describe what he looked like.
Oh.
It wasn't supposed to be creepy. I'm sorry if that came across that way. I was just wanted. He's a gingerbread man, but like, is he like big and buff? Like,
Yeah,
is
he
he?
has, like,
Does
a
he have
burly
abs like
gingerbread- yeah.
carved out?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. See, that's all I wanted to know. I apologize.
He's
that
made
I-
of like molasses and stuff. He's got like molasses in there, and
And so the gummy drops are the buttons on his
Yeah.
shirt. Okay, cool.
it's
See?
a vest. It's a
amazing.
sleeveless vest.
Are they shaped like boomerangs, or are they just like cool
No, they're-
magic gummy drops?
They're just cool magic gummy drops.
I love it. That's awesome.
I like to think that they're like the
amazing.
fruit slices, like the gummy fruit slices.
Oh, that's great. Like
Oh.
oranges or
Mhm,
whatever.
that he could just
Yeah.
So next
Good
time I
stuff.
think I'm gonna pick the brain of my 7-year-old brother. We'll see how that goes.
Oh,
So
wow.
good.
Yes.
Well, she did a great job. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was great.
Yay!
Princess power.
So
This is a ton of
Yes.
fun.
so how did everyone feel about The Excellence by Ninth Level Games?
love
It was
it.
so
That was
cute.
Super
It's
cute.
so adorable, and it's really, straightforward.
Mhm.
Like I cannot wait until my nephew's older. He's only in like kindergarten right now.
Yeah.
But the moment he's, old enough to like follow rules in this way, I'm
Mhm.
really excited to
I just
introduce
wanna-
this.
Give a shout out to Level Games because this character sheet is adorable.
It's
like I
really
don't know if
cute.
y'all have been able to see what we're working with, but this is the character sheet. The only art that I did was my self-portrait and my beast, but everything else is their graphic design. I just think it's adorable and wholesome,
really
and I
cute.
love
For
it.
sure.
I love it so much. It's
Yeah.
also
go
it's
ahead.
my excellent princess diary. That's what it's
Yes,
Yes,
called.
it's not a character sheet. It is your princess diary.
Yes.
But yeah, if you enjoyed watching this game and you would be interested in playing it yourself, check out The Excellence by Ninth Level Games. It's a super small book. It was $13. It's like 75 pages long. It's very, very short, very concise, very easy to play and easy to set up for.
And the
yeah,
and
go
the
ahead.
PDF is beautiful as well. The color scheme in throughout the whole book, and also the pictures are great.
I
The
do want to.
rules.
So sorry.
I was gonna say the rules are super simple to follow too, like a lot of the ninth level games stuff is, which is great because my head is a sieve for things, and that's just like, I'm sorry, I do what with what?
Civ Princess, nice.
What I really appreciate, I had tweeted about this a while ago when I first got it. The book also includes a note on safety tools and gender representation, and it talks about how
Yes.
everybody can be a princess, and I just really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
That's something
So
that I think more
wholesome, y'all.
publishers need to incorporate actively, and I love that Ninth Level is doing that.
100%.
It's
So-
fantastic.
So I think we can go around real quick and let everyone plug anything that they have going on. So we'll start with Nala, if you would like to introduce yourself, where people can find you, and if you have any other projects coming up.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nala or Jaden. Either's fine. This is my friend. Anyways,
So cute.
you can find me on Twitter at NalaWoo, which is NALAWU. And then anywhere else like Instagram and ArtStation, my art portfolio, because I'm at art school right now, princess of preventing carpal tunnel right here. Yeah, so I'm an illustrator. I want to work in the tabletop role-playing game industry. Yeah, so anywhere else you can find me, Nala Draws. And as far as stuff I'm working on, right now it's a lot of classwork, but I am currently co-writing a Discord play-by-post game, science fiction, horror thriller. My co-writer is Riley. I don't know what their username is off the top of my head. I think it's Riley GYRC, I think. if that's
GRYC, I
correct.
think.
Yeah. But that's on Discord, and if you look in the hashtag The Depths Above, there's links so you can come watch our game. And I also have my own game that I'm running over Discord, and I've posted at least one link, and I'll probably post one again after the stream tonight. But yeah, that's me. Suffering art student.
And then we'll go to Ran.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Rad. Shev the Books on Twitter. How are y'all? Thank you very much for coming out. I appreciate it. What am I doing? Man, I am in the works of running and creating a couple games. One of them is going to be a coven of witches doing a monster of the week sort of hunt down and find, and another one is going to be a Firefly inspired hack of Scum and Villainy. Now Scum and Villainy already kind of has Firefly feelings, but it's gonna I'm upping the Western and upping the weird magic, because Jedi are fine, and that's kind of what Scum and Villainy is about, is Jedi powers. But I like it more when it's creepy magic that you have to pay a price for, other than being serene. I am also, let's see, those two things. What else am I doing? I'm in a game tomorrow, actually, on a different channel at like 7:30 in the morning, because I'm a masochist, and I like it when people from Great Britain are like, you want to play in a game with me at 4 in the afternoon? And I say, absolutely. Wait, that's 7 in the morning. Sounds good. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming out. Thank you everybody who played with me, and thank you for our great DM or Princess Wrangler, whatever the name is that you would like to go by. I really appreciate it. Thank you everybody.
Then we'll go to Boshi.
All right, hello everyone. I am Boshi Adams, Boshi_Adams on Twitter. And this is Kiri. Hello. And
I love your dog.
I love her too. She is my roommate's dog. But nonetheless, I am a character and story designer. I enjoy creating in-depth, like, real fleshed out people for characters and such, and stories and interactions and things. I'm actually available to take small commissions for tabletop characters if you want assistance being able to make one, and you can find that on my Twitter page. I'm going to be retweeting that later, but besides that, generally I enjoy creating those things a lot, and I wish to do that in all forms of media, and that's what I aim to do. So
Wonderful. And then Sam.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
I am Sam. You can find me on Twitter. I am at @theSamWisest. Here on Twitch, I am Samwise_GameG. You can see me mostly here at the Chromatic Chimera right now. Come check us out tomorrow night at 7 p.m. We are back with Steam Spell, where I play Mouse, the Tiefling Cleric Ranger. Stuff is gonna get real tomorrow. I'm excited. So check that out. I'm in our other Wednesday game, Agora's Bells, where I play Blossom the Tabaxi Rogue Warlock. And on the first Tuesday of every month here, you can see me in Elsewhere, where I am Eglantine, the Knowledge Cleric. And you can also see me, what else I got going on? Oh, come check out Heroes Without Limits, where I am a co-producer. We are a channel and community geared towards increasing representation of disabled, chronically ill, and neurodiverse players and GMs. All of our shows are ran and played entirely by folks in those communities. So come check it out. I'm going to be DMing a Dark Crystal themed 5e game starting next month, February 20th. It's called Tales from Thra. Come and check it out. It's going to be a good time. I'm very
so cool.
for it. Yeah. And very soon I will be having something coming up on Mondays here on the channel. So follow our Discord and follow us on Chromatic Chimera on Twitter to get updates. And I think that's all I got right now.
Which leaves with Ryan.
Oh, hello. Hello, friends. I didn't see you there. You can find me on Twitter at the Simulacre, Simulacrae. I know it's a weird one. Just roll with me on that. My home is here on Chromatic Chimera in the Steam Spell game, which is tomorrow night, where I play Gray, the Tiefling Warlock of the Celestial. As Sam said, it's gonna get crazy tomorrow. Besides that, I have a small new venture that I'm putting out called Sims Character Creations, wherein I will be taking commissions for short 1 to 2 minute or more, depending on what people want, themes for D&D characters musically.
They're so good, y'all.
I have already made one for Nala's character Aditya, and it's on SoundCloud. But besides that,
so good.
I will also be offering my voice for narration and recap purposes, in case you want some sort of recap of your episode of Dragon Ball Z or something similar
Copyright
like that.
Princess is getting agitated, y'all.
I know, seriously.
So that'll be something that I'm rolling out pretty soon.
Wonderful. Yeah, thank you all for being here tonight, and thank you to the wonderful viewers in the audience for hanging out, and big thanks to literally everyone here who has donated anything towards Chromatic Koala Week for the bushfires in Australia, and thanks for keeping things kid-friendly. This is a family-friendly show at the request of the developer, so we do our best not to swear. We don't do any of the adultier things, so thanks for bearing with us on that, and other things that are coming up. Sorry, my cats are knocking everything over in my house.
Oh, hey, I know that feeling. They're sleeping right now. You can kind of see them.
Anyway, this Friday, we have an accessibility and streaming panel that I will be moderating right here, featuring a lot of good people from Heroes Without Limits. So come and watch that panel all about accessibility in gaming and streaming. It's going to be a really good time and really informative. So if you stream or if you just play TTRPGs and want to learn how to make your spaces more accessible, definitely tune in on Friday for that. And then
I'll be there.
Yeah. The Excellence will be back on the 4th Tuesday of this month and every 2nd and 4th Tuesday after that. For next Tuesday, we have Kobolds Ate My Baby, which is the complete opposite of this, all about eating babies and being terrible kobolds and dying many times.
I look forward to that. That's going to be so much fun.
All hail King
All
Tor!
hail King Tor!
All hail King Tor!
And with that, we'll be signing off for the night. You can always catch the VOD for this on the Twitch channel and check it out on our YouTube page. And yeah, that's it. So thanks so much for hanging out, everybody.
Yay.
Goodbye.
Everyone.
Goodbye.